Coyote Y Coyote, or How to Feel Okay with Killing for Sport by Ryan Diego Martinez. Family dinner. Everyone eats at the table. No elbows on the table, kid. No phone at the table, kid. Keep your back straight. A pause as everyone eats dinner silently.
We learned about Mexicans in school today.
What about them, dear?
Just that they're around.
Oh, well, speaking of, they opened up, there's this, have you seen this? They opened up a new restaurant in downtown. Is it
expensive?
I don't know. It's new. I've never, how would I know if it's expensive?
You can tell most of the time. You can tell.
Well, some places look expensive, but they're not.
Did it look expensive?
Well, I heard about it from Janie.
She has a mole right on her eyeball and it jiggles when she blinks.
Yes, she does. That's her single defining feature. It's unsettling. I think it's cancerous. The restaurant, it's Mexican food.
Is it any good?
Honey, I swear to you, I've never been there.
You can tell most of the time. You can tell.
I heard about it from Janie.
Or what did it smell like? Has she been there?
Has Janie been to the new Mexican restaurant in downtown?
Yes.
I think she's seen it in passing. You know, she said that there were these dancing chile peppers on the sign. She didn't mention what it smelled like. Maybe beans, but that's just a guess. Maybe cheese.
Mexicans like beans and cheese. We learned about that in class. The teacher said that if we ever wanted to be mean to a Mexican, that we could call them beaners. He said that they hate that. And then he pointed at a kid in the front row and told him he looked Mexican, and he called him a beaner, and the whole class laughed, and the kid threw up on his desk, and then the teacher bent down and started eating the throw up, and he said, yummy. And then the bell rang and class was over. I like beans and cheese. Dad, are we Mexican?
Don't say that.
Say what? Mexican? Sometimes when I see Janie's eyeball jiggle, it makes me want to dance.
Sweetie, don't. We're eating.
What kind of a dance?
It makes me want to do the maramba.
You mean marimba, and that's not even a dance.
The marimba is an idiophonic percussion instrument from Central Africa.
It makes me want to tango.
This is about Janie's malignant eye mole?
It makes me want to speak in tongues. It makes me want to peel off my skin and jump out of it and run around naked and muscly and do a human sacrifice.
Honey, please tell them to. We're eating dinner.
Where is this coming from?
Well, when the teacher told us about Mexicans, something about that word made me think of this dream I have whenever I eat too many bean and cheese burritos from the school cafeteria. There's this coyote guy, but he pronounces it funny. He says it like coyote instead of like the normal way. And he's always talking about blood and sacrifice and music. And when the teacher called that kid a beaner and ate his throw up, he shut up again and told me to kick the teacher right in the weenie. And he said to defend my sacred ancestral heritage. And I felt excited and rabid and furious and violent and soft and ethereal and magic. And I can't stop thinking about Mexicans. Is that normal?
Do you want to tell them or should I?
I'm not sure. I didn't realize it would still happen.
It was always going to happen.
We weren't sure.
You can tell. Most of the time, you can tell.
I can talk to them.
Does this mean we're Mexican?
It should just be one of us, right?
I think that would be best.
I'll take it. I'll take this one.
You're brave.
Could you give us the room, please, dear?
Of course.
Okay, kid. All right. What exactly were they saying in this class about Mexicans?
Just that they exist. And then that stuff about beaners and how tasty throw up is.
Don't eat throw up. You know not to eat throw up.
Are they real?
Mexicans? Yes.
Where do they come from?
Mexico, most of the time.
Does Mexico give birth to them like mom did with me, or does she make them like Janie makes those weird little clay people?
Janie makes nativity scenes out of clay. Let's not call them weird. That's disrespectful to Jesus. But yes, they are horribly disfigured and deeply unsettling.
How do you know if you're from Mexico? Does she tell you?
Mexico is not a person, kid. I don't necessarily know how to go about this. Maybe I should have let your mom handle this one, huh? Well, the bottom line is we are Mexicans. You are a Mexican.
Oh.
But it's more complicated than just that. Have you ever killed someone?
No.
Anything at all? A bird, a deer, a spider?
No.
Okay, then this metaphor might be a little bit more difficult to grasp. Do you know generally about the concept of hunting?
I guess so.
It means killing something for food. Essentially, in the old days, people used to do everything they could to survive. People can eat meat and often needed to eat meat. So they went out and they killed animals and then they ate them. It was necessary. It was for survival. Are you following?
Yeah.
Great. Well, nowadays, a lot of people don't need to eat meat. They can eat tofu and stuff instead. And they choose to do that instead of eating meat. It's no longer strictly for survival. Not for everyone, anyway. There are people who still hunt to survive. But for a lot of people, it's not necessary anymore. They don't need to hunt. They don't need to kill. But some people do it anyway. They don't need the food. Sometimes they just don't eat the meat at all. They do it for sport. They do it just to do it.
Okay.
And they usually come from a long line of people who hunt, who kill. Their ancestors killed for food, and they thought, and they taught their children, and they taught their children and their children, and so on and so forth, until today. It's people who were taught to kill, but don't need to anymore. They do it just to do it, and that's kind of what being a Mexican is.
I don't understand.
Well, our ancestors came here, and they had to kill to survive.
They killed people?
No,
They ate people?
No, they killed Mexico. Mexico made them, right? But in order to survive here, they had to kill her. because people kept calling them beaners and making them eat throw up, and they didn't want that for themselves or for their children. So they killed Mexico, and they taught their kids how to kill Mexico. And they taught their kids how to kill Mexico, and so on and so forth. And then there's us. And we killed Mexico too, because it's safer and it's easier. And people don't really seem to notice unless you bring it up.
Did I kill Mexico?
Well, full disclosure, we thought we had killed her for you. We thought that if you didn't even know about Mexico, that you wouldn't have to kill her, because it's hard work. And we wanted to spare you from that. And I'll admit, there's a sort of pride in having killed Mexico. People see my name, and I'm sure they think to themselves, oh, there's another dirty piece of shit, ugly, lazy, wetback, donkey fucking illegal. But when they hear me speak, and they hear nothing, they can't hear Mexico at all. They can't even tell. And they start off the conversation thinking I'm some kind of worm. And when I speak to them, and they feel silly for even having thought that I was one of those fucking Mexicans, that makes me feel good, like I made the right choice. And I felt bad, and I told your mother this. I almost felt bad depriving you of that feeling. But in the end, we thought that Mexico would be even deader, killed even harder, if you didn't even know her name to begin with. And that it would be worth it, all of it. But I guess we were wrong.
You were wrong because of my dreams.
Right.
My dreams about Coyote.
Coyote. Yes.
I have the dreams because I'm Mexican?
Yes.
Do you have the dreams?
Every night.
Does Mom have the dreams?
Every night. We wake up in the mornings and talk about what Coyote said and what he wants us to do and how to never do them. If you want Mexico to stay dead, you can never listen to Coyote.
Is it bad if I do them?
It can be.
Is it bad if I want to do them?
It can be.
Is it bad that I feel like I have to do them?
It can be.
Is it bad that I feel the things Coyote wants inside of me all the time? That I want to dance and to make love and speak in Spanish? That I want to yelp and yip and sing like Coyote does? That sometimes I stare at the knives in the kitchen and I want to run them from the tip of my head to the end of my belly and strip off my skin like a dress, and that whatever I am afterwards, this manic, dancing, romantic, entrancing, godlike, starborn warrior thing that's bursting out of my stomach like a tapeworm will be freer, will be realer, will be prouder, will be happier? Is that bad? Don't you want that too?
I'm happy as I am.
I'm not. I'm not happy. Sometimes at night I hear coyotes howling, and in that half world between dream and waking, where the mind speaks in nonsense and gives visions of blurred, amorphous absurdities, I see Coyote. Not the animal, but the god. And he is an old man with yellow teeth and ragged beard and wild, untamed smile. And he is a warrior king in feathered headdress, muscles rippling beneath golden brown skin. And he is a rabid beast with fur like the desert sand, cackling and grinning with blood-stained teeth, wily and wild and laughing. And he whispers to me in the night, He instructs me to build pyramids of adobe and limestone, towering and powerful. And he tells me that the wheel is a lie and that time belongs to me and my ancestors, and that I am a child of the snake and the eagle. He tells me to speak in tongues and to smell like beans and to dance the flamenco and to shake maracas and to love. And when I hear him in the night, I wake up in the morning feeling like I'm wearing someone's skin. Like it's too tight, too white. Like I'm speaking with someone's tongue, like I'm wearing someone's clothes, like I'm not living, like I'm living someone's story, someone who is not me and who was not born of my ancestors and who does not know of Coyote the god. Only Coyote, the scavenging, trash-eating beast, and I am ashamed. I want to know Coyote because he's inside me. El rascuachismo y el espíritu de las guerreras aztecas, la sangre y la mugre de los calles de México, Coyote el dios y Coyote tramposo, todos están en mi espíritu, mi cuerpo verdadero, que está adentro de mi cuerpo gringadero, y estoy orgullosa de todos. Quiero bailar, quiero bailar. I want to be a Mexican because I am. And I am proud, and I can feel it bursting from my chest and my head and my throat and my hands, and I say welcome. Bienvenidos. Soy mexicana y soy el Coyote y Coyote, and I will not throw up, and I will not be silent, and I will not speak broken Spanish, and I will sing along to songs I do not understand, and I will listen to the dreams and the voices of my ancestors, and I will feel proud. I will feel proud, and no one can take that from me.
Kid takes off their skin and becomes a Mexican. They are resplendent. They are glowing. They are otherworldly. They hold out their hand to Dad. He pauses. He takes a sip of water, deciding. He stands. End of play.
So baby, don't walk your dog.